fool. He's Imran Poladi. He's our hobby man. Imran Poladi, everybody.
What is that? What is that copied as? Like you're parodying a song. What song is that? It sounds like a David Bowie type of song.
Seriously?
Unless you just made it up from scratch.
No, that's Handyman by a guy named James Taylor.
That did not sound like Handyman. That did not sound like Handyman.
Yeah, that's the song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why would you bring up James Taylor?
I hear he's coming to town, and I know you're a big James Taylor fan.
I am a huge James Taylor fan. One of my childhood favorites growing up. My dad got me hooked on that. That guy. Love James Taylor. I've seen him live with Beckett and Jessica at the Red Rocks Amphitheater.
I remember you told me about that.
In Colorado. And then you messaged me, hey, it was really late for you.
7:30.
Street lights. And you're like, hey, James Taylor is going to be in Tahoe. And I said,
I just
what?
thought you might want to know that.
I did want to know that.
Yeah.
And guess what happened less than an hour later?
What?
Bought 5 tickets.
That's nice.
So it's going to be me, Jessica, Beckett, and then I had 2 extra tickets. And I thought, who can I take? Who else but my card part?
That's
so
very
you
nice.
And your wonderful wife,
Speechless.
beautiful wife.
She's very excited.
So the 5 of us are going to go see James Taylor.
Kind of gouged me on the tickets, but I get it.
Gouged you? I was just like, just buy the drinks and food when we get there. He's like, nah, I'd rather just pay the tickets cheaper. No, it's going to be great.
Looking forward
We're real
to that.
excited. Yeah. We got a bunch of people in the chat today. We've got Kyle Ledbetter joining us already. Ramsey's in here. We've got all the producers. They're just like going, hey, we really want to listen to this show today. Got some big announcements today. Cool stuff happening. We could talk about Junk Wax Rip Night. But again, just going back for a second, I'm excited to go see James Taylor. I love the guy. And all of our musical heroes, they're retiring or fading out. So you got to catch these wonderful artists when you can.
How old is JT now? Do you know?
JT is like 74, 75 years old.
Oh, he's a kid.
For you, compared to you, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not that old. Isn't he older than that? Anyway, that was a James Taylor song. I'm starting to doubt whether you're the James Taylor fan you claim to be.
Well, I'm starting to doubt that you know how to sing a James Taylor
that was dead on.
Song.
Dead on with the kind of nasally James Taylor and everything.
I'm taking your tickets back.
Yeah.
Nasally James Taylor.
He's a little nasally.
Hey, should we talk about cards before I get yelled at?
We should talk about Junk Wax Rip Night first.
Let's do it.
Yeah, tonight.
Hey, card guy, shut up and just talk about cards, you idiot.
What makes me laugh about that clip drop is that you're clapping furiously in the background for that one. Thanks, Anthony, for having on the speed dial.
Yeah.
On that one. Junk Wax Rip Night tonight. We're having it from 5 to 7 p.m. We still have a couple of tickets left. $20. Just go to the website truesportscards.com. Buy your ticket for $20. You're going to get 20 Junk Wax packs, including 187 or 89 Tops rack pack. So those are fun.
Is that the one with like three cellophane?
Yes, correct. And sometimes you'll go, look, Cal Ripken's on the top or Bo Jackson rookie cards on the top. So people don't open them because all of a sudden it's more valuable when you can see a Bo Jackson on the top or whatever. And then that's 5 to 7. Matt Noakes is flying in today from San Diego to come and join us.
Mr. Junk Wax Rip Night.
Yes,
now,
that's right. We have a box on the exterior of the box of 88 Tops. It has his picture of his card with his Topps rookie cup on there. So he'll be signing that, hanging out with everybody. We'll do some pizza. We'll do some sodas. We'll do some giveaways. And I'll have Junk Wax boxes for sale.
I have a question.
Yes.
What if someone's coming to Junk Wax Rip Night and when they signed up, they didn't realize, the 49ers are playing?
Yeah, I mean, these are choices you have to make. We have the Niners playing tonight and whooping the Seahawks butt tonight live on TV on our 75-inch screen. We'll be blaring that, having a great time opening Junk Wax Rip packs, as well as watching the Niners beat those Seahawks tonight.
Remember, your store last Saturday was like a sports bar. I was in there, and the Rams were playing the Panthers, and it was a thrilling finish. And people were watching the game and cheering, and almost everybody was cheering against the Rams. And it was pretty cool. I mean, everyone. It was just a really good vibe in there.
Yeah, and it's a 2 hobby box minimum to sit and watch the game. So,
is that all?
Bring the credit card, guys. Nothing for free at True Sports Cards today.
That's the way it goes.
Come and have a great time, and I think that I'm just it's weird because we're going to have a great time, but I'm also nervous. I sure was nervous last week after watching the Niners 2 weeks ago throw that dud against the Seahawks. So, let's get through this. No Warner tonight is what they've confirmed.
Warner.
Right?
Sam Darnold apparently hasn't thrown a pass since
Good.
he tweaked his oblique.
Good. Well, after seeing them run all over the Niners 2 weeks ago, maybe he doesn't have to throw a pass. But let's hope that he's not healthy short term. I never want somebody to be hurt long term.
Just short term.
Yeah, just be hurt today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hope he's just in misery
Yeah,
today, but
I
then
hope-
tomorrow feels great.
Yeah, I hope that when his off season begins. This is Darnold in the playoffs. He's had not great years in the playoffs. Great regular season, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I hate to start with something so special that normally you might save for later, save the treats for after your dinner. And we haven't discussed how we're doing this, except I know, Imran, on social media, you have announced it. Are you willing to share on the show here who you have coming into your store? I think it's in March.
Yes, the announcement has been made.
Yes.
Okay, so I reached out in a way.
This is huge.
And he texts back. He says, "Hey, it's me. Would love to talk to you about this opportunity." So he texted me back. We texted back and forth, and I had a conversation with him last week. And he couldn't be nicer. I'm telling you, this guy is one of the nicest guys. Again, only phone conversation, nothing past that. But we're excited that on March 21st, in store, we have the man, Dylan Cardwell, will be signing autographs at our store. Tickets went on sale this morning. We had 16 tickets sold within the first 18 minutes that I had it listed. Just go to truesportscards.com. In the search bar, type in there Dylan, type in there Cardwell, type in there the man. No, maybe not that part. I'll show up.
He's Beam Man.
He's Beam Man?
That's what he calls himself.
Really?
Yes.
Beam
the
Man.
Beam Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Breaking news. So you can get your tickets. He's going to be signing autographs that day, which is March 21st. We don't know the time yet because he's got a couple of factors in play. He does have the two-way contract with the Kings, both with Stockton and Sacramento. There's a game for the Kings that night, Stockton Kings that night on the 21st. There's a game for the Sacramento Kings on the 20th and on the 22nd. They're at home. Either way, he's going to be local. He won't be on the road. That's why we picked that date. He doesn't know if he'll be on the Stockton versus Sacramento Kings. I don't think he's going back down.
You wouldn't think so.
I don't think he's going back down. So we're looking at him having that event with us. We'll know closer to the date what time. I fully expect that he'll be somewhere around 11 to 12 to start, being done no later than 2. We'll have those times closer to it.
That's tremendous.
But yeah, we're going to have Dylan Cardwell in the house. And, it was interesting because I texted him back and I said, hey, my friends and I are trying to figure out what we call that thing that you do with your hands where you're kind of like pumping up the crowd, just the come get some look. And he goes, I don't have a name for it. If you have anything, let me know. Let's come up with ideas. So for those of you that are listening and you have ideas as to what we can call the Dylan Cardwell experience, I think Kyle said that once. Draper said that once, the Dylan Cardwell experience. So I've been using that. But yeah, if you have a name for that come get some move that he does, please let us know. I'll pass it along to Dylan and see what he says.
I wouldn't be surprised if by the time I finish this sentence, your tickets are all gone.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, gone.
Yeah. You want to take a call?
Let's do it.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. If you want to participate in the True Sports Card Show. And it's time for our weekly call from Jason. Hey, Jason, what's up? How are you?
My man.
Well, I'm calling because of what he just mentioned, the Cardwell autograph session I heard about, which I'm going to go. Love the guy. Hopefully, Whitey, you get your interview. I heard Matt George is trying to get his interview with the guy, but I think you're going to be the first one to get it.
Thanks.
And also, have you seen any of his cards? I know he signed with Topps, but I have no cards of his are on eBay. So I was just wondering if any of the future products are going to have his cards in it.
Good question.
Jason asked really poignant questions about releases of he asked about Maxime a couple of weeks ago. Now he's asking about Cardwell. Jason, you're on top of it. Love your phone calls. Thank you for always calling in. All right, let's take the question. So the purpose of Topps updates in baseball is to bring in players that didn't have a team yet, or maybe they were in the minors, so they called up, so they brought them to the majors, and then they can update them. They've been doing it forever. Topps traded.
Yeah, but he's not a baseball player. I don't know why. Dylan Cardwell's a basketball player. You're taking a circuitous route to the ball here.
Okay.
Good point, Whitey. Good point.
I don't know what charcuterie is. I thought it was a board where you put cheese and meats on it, but Topps, now that they have the license, are likely to do something similar to that. You have a bunch of second rounders or undrafted players that are now getting in. You should have an active trade deadline. Of course, because the rosters are 12 deep, not 26 deep or 52 deep, like in football, there's less movement, but there's going to be updates and there's going to be like variations. I think that there's going to be an update because you have players that are making a difference, like Precious in the Kings uniform or Cardwell.
So as far as we know, Dylan Cardwell does not currently have a card.
No,
but we expect that if Topps has an update, which it looks like they will, he will have one in there. And I think the update set is probably where we will find, unless they wait till next year, the LeBron James patch cards from the patch that he wore. He started wearing that.
That's got to go somewhere,
here.
right? Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they wait till next season, but it could be an update.
I don't think they would, because you already had Cooper Flagg have his pat. All the rookies did, and they did it early. I think they did within their they had to do it their first game. Now that I think about it, I don't even know why I thought it was different. So they've already
because it's the debut patch.
Right. So they've cut the patches. They already have them probably in process. The cards may have already been done. I think the challenge is having the on-card autograph on the actual card. Now, here's something that could have been done. I have no inside baseball or inside basketball in this case. I don't know, but they probably had the framework of the card already completed. Even if they didn't have that patch go in there, the players could have already signed that exterior portion of that card, and then they'll insert the debut patch later.
Or the intern at Topps or whoever actually signs it.
Luka Doncic's mom signing Lulu everywhere.
That's not funny.
That was such a rumor that they thought Luka's mom signed all of his.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Oh yeah, because his signatures in 2018 when it first came out, they all said Lulu, and they were very, very handwritten, like cursive, lots of loops. And they're like, he doesn't sign like this, because when you go to the arena and he signs something, it is Lulu, but it looks a little different. This was nice and beautifully loopy, like so people were like, his mom signed all of his cards for sure.
I wondered if Luka's mom might have signed him, because I got one that was signed, and it was signed Luka's mom. So I thought, well, that's odd.
Well, she has it going on, that's for sure. So to answer your question, Jason, we would have to see what the update looks like.
And we're not even sure there's going to be one, right? It sure looks like it, but I don't think it's been announced.
Well, here's another thought process. And again, I know nothing. I'm just talking out loud, right? But it makes sense with what I say because I'm the card part.
And you have your glasses on.
Right, and I'm wearing my glasses, which means that I'm in full high IQ mode. They are going to have a buyback, correct? They're going to have a buyback. We have Topps Chrome already out there, so there might be, maybe there's not an update in paper, flagship, but maybe there's the update in Topps Chrome.
Topps Chrome.
Exactly. And so the Topps Chrome update might have the Cardwells of the world joining this process, because we'll have buyback. Just to let you know, also, they've already announced a buyback for Topps Chrome basketball, similar to Shohei and Aaron Judge buybacks, which, by the way, ends at the end of this month. So if you have your Shohei or your Judge Topps Chrome buybacks, you need to use them with our store no later than January 31st, because then you'll lose the value. So what's happened is a unique situation with the Topps Chrome basketball. We know that the MVP will be valued similar to the MVPs in the baseball side. So $20 for a base, $40 for refractor. We're talking about store credit at True Sports Cards. However, we have a limitation in the NBA world, right? 65 games you must play. I just yoded that. You must play 65 games.
65 games you must play.
65 games you must play. Or otherwise you cannot qualify for a postseason award. So for those that are looking at Rookie of the Year, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, any of those, you cannot qualify unless you play at least 65 of the 82 games. What was happening is people were hoarding Shea and Jokic cards, Well, when Jokic went down with his hyperextended knee, I don't think he's going to qualify for the 65 games. So then all of a sudden, Shea cards, base, refractors, numbers just shot up in value.
Really?
People are buying them ahead of time thinking, Shea's going to win the MVP at this point, so what does it matter? I'll just hoard I'll buy as many of those as I can. So just past performance showing this, people were buying Shohei base cards for $15, $16 on eBay, knowing that they were going to be worth $20 because he was a prohibitive, he was going to win. So are you, listener, hoarding your Shea Gilgeous-Alexander cards because you're looking at them as feature value in trade credit?
Interesting.
I don't know. Are you?
I hadn't thought of that, but I don't even know if I have any. But I did want to say, last weekend I picked up 2 Chrome NBA mega boxes at True Sports Cards, and I did really well.
Yeah.
I got a Penny Hardaway auto to 50.
Out of a mega.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did really well.
Yeah. Rare to pull autos, rare to pull, because that's a retail product. So they're going to put less opportunities in there for good cards. Penny Hardaway, one of our 90s. When I do 90s junk wax basketball rip night, it's going to be expensive. 90s basketball still holds a lot of value.
And then we bring it all back around. Penny Hardaway was, I believe, Precious Achiuwa's college coach.
That is correct. Yeah. Now, if we could just pick up James Wiseman and resurrect his career.
I think he's available.
I think he's available too.
I think he's available.
So, yeah, we're excited. In a roundabout way, just going back, we love Dylan Cardwell. I'm excited to have his first ever autograph signing, not only in Sacramento, but public ever. That I confirmed that with Dylan. So, excited to have that.
You're on a first-name basis with him now. That's nice.
Yeah, you're
Nice.
You're Alan Stylizing me right now. Alan, Alan, if you're ever listening to our show, which you never will because you're a busy man and you have other things to do with your life.
He has 2 young children.
I always said Alan Styles uses the guy's first and last name all the time. So it's always DeMar DeRozan.
I know you said that. I've never actually noticed that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I've just never actually noticed that.
So he'll say, let's say that he's talking about a paragraph of DeMar DeRozan. He says DeMar DeRozan every single time. He says Domantas Sabonis. It's never Domas. It's never Sabonis. It's Domantas Sabonis. So he's just extending the length of time of talking.
Okay.
By the way, brand new show.
Yeah.
The Drive Guys, featuring Kevin Whitey Gleason and Alan Stiles and Jay Johnson. What are we looking at? How did that go this week? How did you enjoy it?
It went very well.
Yeah?
Very well. Yeah.
Sticking around?
Good
Is
flow.
week
good
2
energy.
happening?
Huh?
Is week 2 going to happen?
As far as I know.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's a 3-day weekend, so I might not hear till Monday night. But as far as I know, we're good to go.
Yeah. No, I listened, and you would think that 2 point guards couldn't play together. You guys were awesome. I thought you guys did a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, because I know that he's the point guard on his show. You're the point guard on your show, and then all of a sudden, 2 point guards, sometimes it clashes. Almost like a Halliburton and Fox situation, but you made it work.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great.
Well, thank you.
Really happy
Thank
for
you. Yeah,
you
we're
guys.
having fun. We're really happy with all the things going on at the station at a time when radio is going.
What's that?
And our station is going. It's nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sounds with hand movements on the radio. This is going well.
Very nice.
Very nice. All right, you had some stuff for us today. I do have some products that we need to talk about that just recently came out, but
yeah, I want to ask you about one of
You're the
those.
boss.
And since we were talking about some of the unique cards you can find, I understand, and this ties into one of the new releases. I understand that Bowman, is it Draft Picks? Bowman Draft has Dan Marino cards.
correct.
Bowman Draft Baseball has
Yes.
Dan Marino cards. What?
Okay.
What is going on?
So this is the 3rd year in a row that they've done something with Bowman Draft. If you remember the first one, what was the first one that you saw?
John Elway.
Incorrect.
Tom Brady.
Correct. So they inserted Tom Brady in Bowman Draft in order for them to spice up the product. If you remember, Brady's head was transposed onto another player. Do you remember the player?
No.
Phil Plantier.
Okay.
So
Oh, he had that weird
of the
batting
Expos.
stance.
So what they did was they took Tom Brady's head. I think they superimposed a hat on him and then put the face and head on Plantier's body to make this Expos version of his card. Then Brady signed various versions of it, refractors, gold refractors, etc. And number 12 of 50 on the gold refractors had the inscription. It said, if this baseball thing doesn't work out, there's always football, and then his signature. It was on card number 12 of 50. And
The
so
only
far,
problem with your story is Phil Plantier never played for the Expos.
Okay,
but
then-
other than that, we're
was
good.
it Phil Plantier? Whose body?
I don't know. It wasn't Phil.
I could be wrong. See,
I'll check.
I'm going to look at the YouTube camera right now and just tell you, this show gets worse every time Whitey fact checks me. So if you could just be a dove and stop checking to make sure
That
I'm
would have
wrong or
been-
right. Why would you do that to make me feel dumb? Which I
Because
do.
it's a great question because I really shouldn't do that.
But
being
here I go.
a fan, when someone says something about a player was on this team and they're wrong, it's like, to me, it's almost sacrilegious.
Okay.
And I apologize, but it's like, no, he was never on the Expos. It's just a little kid in me. The baseball card collector little kid in me goes, nuh-uh, he was never on that team. I apologize. Can't help it. Working on it.
You're set in your ways already. For
Yeah.
those of you that are listening, can somebody please Google to find out whose Tom Brady's head went on top of for the Expos card that was made? I'd really like to make sure that Whitey fills his cup of confidence knowing that he made me feel dumb on my own show. Thank you so much, Whitey.
It's hard to do now when you're wearing your glasses.
And here I am being a dummy.
This just says the card features superimposed headshot of Brady paired with a huskier-looking catcher's body.
I'm just wondering who that could have been.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
I found it.
Who is it?
It's Darren Fletcher.
Darren Fletcher did play for the Expos. There you go.
Who
Darren
did Phil
Fletcher was-
Plantier? Is Phil Plantier a person?
Yeah, he played for mostly the Padres, I think.
Jeez.
Yeah. And he was not a catcher, by the way.
This is awkward. Is this a podcast? Can we rewind this and just cut that
We
part
don't
out
need to.
when I'm wrong?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
He
No,
also
no.
played-
We
Phil
are.
Phil
I am
Plantier
not.
also played briefly for the A's.
That's probably what it was.
Sure. Good work, Anthony, though, huh?
Glad I went back to a story that I incorrectly did it. All right. So facts kind of hurt.
But
The
we're-
very next year,
Yeah,
they
there
had
you go.
John Elway, who was drafted by he played for Stanford. Then he was drafted by somebody. I think he was going to be drafted by the
Yankees?
Colts.
Yeah, the
And then he
Colts.
didn't want to go to the Colts,
He
so
got
he
traded,
threatened to go
yeah.
back to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And then ended up getting drafted by the Denver Broncos. Reason I bring that up, they used him in last year's product, but it didn't have the hype that it did with the Brady situation. The Brady one was like, oh, goodness, Brady. So
John
they had,
Elway drafted by the Kansas City Royals,
Hmm.
later by the Yankees.
and he was like, nah. There's a lot of great football dual threats that almost played baseball or almost played football.
What does that have to do with Dan Marino and
Because
his current baseball
Dan
card?
this guy.
I'm helping you.
Are you?
Yes.
You're a terrible point guard on this show.
That was a clean chest pass.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
He's like, that. What does that have to do with Dan Marino? That
was
doesn't
like-
sound like a handoff. It sounds like a get to the point, dummy. That's what it felt like. I have issues.
Dan Marino was drafted in 1979 by the same team that drafted John Elway, interestingly enough, the Kansas City Royals.
The card looks awesome. It looks like they did some sort of version of Dan Marino card, Kansas City,
Yeah.
fresh-faced,
Mm-hmm.
little Oscar Gamble hair hanging out both sides. But yeah, I'm thinking this is pretty cool. They didn't really mention too much about it. It is a brand new product, but I think it's pretty cool.
And I,
like
think there's
it.
some autos available in as well.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. It looks like there's one here.
Refractors and
Looks
variations.
like they're showing the example. If you just sportscollectordigest.com has a picture of the superfractor of Dan Marino's signature. Yes, sir.
Did you know that that's why Brock Purdy wears number 13 because of Dan Marino?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because his dad was a huge Dan Marino fan.
Really?
Yeah, and then Brock Purdy grew up idolizing Marino just because his dad kind of like, he's the guy. And so that's why Brock Purdy wears 13 in honor of Dan Marino.
Purdy went to Iowa State, but where did he grow up?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I'm sure you'll find out.
Yeah, I think it might have been in Florida, but I'm not sure.
I know you can look
Well,
stuff.
he was from Arizona.
I know
wasn't
that
he? High
you would
school in
only look
Arizona.
stuff up to prove me
Yeah, he's
wrong.
from Arizona.
Arizona, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, I can always say something defiantly incorrect, and then you'll go check it for sure.
No, we're fine. We're doing great. We're doing great. Except for the Phil Plantier thing, we're doing great.
Except for your egregiously wrong identification of a player. Other than that, it's going swimmingly. So yeah, merino is inserted in the product. Bowman Draft. It's very expensive. It's still staying up there. It's over $700 a box right now for what's called jumbo hobby. There is no regular hobby this year in draft. It's
And this
either
I know you talked
jumbo
about
or
last
super
week.
jumbo.
This just came out, right?
Just came out. We
Yeah.
sold through all of our cases with the exception of maybe like one or two on the shelf right now. So if you go to the shop at 6661 Stanford Ranch, we've got both Ethan and DJ working today. I think we have a few boxes left, but not much. And we do have
You
Mega.
trust your store to those guys?
I do, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I love them.
I love them both too, but it's my store. I don't know if I'd leave my store.
Ethan doesn't like working at the store, by the way, because Ethan handles all of our online stuff. So for those of you that don't know, we're an online retailer with Walmart. So what happens is Ethan spends most of his days, all of his working hours, behind a computer, uploading spreadsheets to send to Walmart so that way that we can ship them our product for them to sell. And Ethan would much rather be there than at the store. But that's why it's called job and not a hobby.
You're right. Right.
He's working jobby right now. So yeah, that's him.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball cards, do you have any more information on the new baseball cards that are coming up around Valentine's Day?
February 11th. You were excited about this. You
I am.
always are excited about the new product. Shep, Big Shep, our guy.
Big Chef,
This
what's
was
up?
this was his thing every year. Was Topps flagship, first one out the gate. People love it. It's coming out February 11th. Tomorrow, I'm going to have our pre-sales up. By the way, pre-sales have been great. I'm glad that we came up with that a couple weeks ago. Not that that's a new concept, but it's new to us. And it allows people to be able to buy the box, lock up a box, knowing that they'll have it on release day for pickup. And then it's going to be slightly less than what it would be on our shelf. So right now we're going to have, I think I asked you to write down the prices. February 11th, 2026 Topps Baseball Series 1. Hobby boxes, what do we have for pre-sale?
Yeah, I wrote it down, but I can't read it. No, the hobby boxes are $129, and then the jumbo $250.
Yeah, we believe that it's going to be on shelf at about retail. I think it's going to be $145 a box for hobby, and jumbo we're going to have it pre-sale at, what do I have it at? $250.
Yeah.
And
Do
I
you know
think-
the autograph allotment on those?
If it matches previous years, hobby will be one auto or relic, and then jumbo will be one autograph and two relics. If they do it in same as previous years, I'll know tomorrow. It'll be on our website, truesportscards.com. All you have to do is just go to baseball wax and you'll see it in pre-sale form. We'll probably put a couple cases out there for people to be able to lock up.
And you're already on the website because you're locking down your Dylan Cardwell tickets.
And you're buying
March
your
21st.
last minute junk wax rip night tickets. And
That's right.
You're also buying your tickets to the Sacramento Autograph Expo.
We haven't even talked about that.
Yeah, that's February 21st. We've added some people since then. I think we've talked about it. We have 5 autograph guests. Kevin Mitchell, Doc Gooden, Scott Spezio, who am I missing? Fat Lever, and I'm missing one more player, and it's a baseball player, and it can't come to my top of my mind. I apologize. Kevin, Doc.
Phil Plantier?
No. Darren Fletcher. I'll never live that down until next week.
I will see if it's on the website. I'll try it.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of things on my brain, but that's, yeah. I'm trying to think who it is. I apologize for the person that I missed.
Apologize. The rest of us like, oh, we'll find out.
The demand for wrestlers, truly. The demand for wrestlers, truly.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Dwayne would like to speak with you, sir.
Dwayne, let's do it. He
Hello.
probably wants to talk to you, not me.
I don't know. Let's find out. Hey, Dwayne, what can we do for you?
Hey, I wanted to ask, but yet a lot of us can get a lot of these Hall of Famers and founders of the WNBA.
Talking about some of the legends: Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, our own Ruthie Bolton,
Lisa Leslie Park.
Lisa Leslie. I'm trying to think of Rebecca Lobo.
Gianna Taurasi would be a little later than that, but
Taurasi came out in like 2003, right around LeBron time.
Katie Christensen.
Katie played, right?
Yeah.
For what team?
I think she played with Phoenix among other teams. I think she and Taurasi were teammates because she talks about that.
Okay. If I played with Taurasi, I'd bring it up too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have some of these foundational players. Tisha Pinachero from the Kings. So you had these.
Did you say Yolanda Griffith?
I did not
She's
say that, but
tremendous player.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
she was like in the early 2000s. So the question is, why are they so hot on the product now? I would say that it's excellent that we have these foundational women who started WNBA and were the pioneers. But just like male basketball, they don't get the recognition that they deserve. Mikan, Pettit, Kuzi, Russell. These are foundational players that we never saw play. You probably saw them play. I
never
see
saw
it.
George Mikan play.
You're like,
I did not
you're like,
see
you come home from high school. You're like, we got to go somewhere to listen on the radio. George Mikan's playing, Mom.
But I would say, even to your point, and I agree with you, even later on, somebody like John Havlicek, as opposed to a player who's maybe half the player Havlicek was, but his cards will be much more valuable because he's on TV all the time.
And
people don't know who John Havlicek was.
Parallels,
Yeah,
and limited numbers. So, Dwayne, as you're watching a Caitlin Clark, who is phenomenal, obviously if she's healthy, she will be a Hall of Famer, and that's a basketball Hall of Fame. Remember, she will be joining if her career goes the trajectory it's supposed to. She will be in the basketball Hall of Fame. It's not a women's or men's. It's basketball Hall of Fame. You're looking at players now that are having serial numbered cards and autograph cards, stuff that just didn't happen with Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper and Ruthie Bolton. So you didn't have any of those types of cards, which has caused them to be inexpensive. Mm-hmm. So you'll see those players, those foundational WNBA players, now inserted into today's product, like Prism, etc. But even then, it's like, who? When we had Ruthie Bolton at our show, those that knew, and they would come and they would love on her, and they would. But then people would be like, "What's the Monarchs?" Like, you don't know what the Monarchs are? It's just so amazing how what's in front of you.
Valkyries, man, that's where
Valkyries.
it's at. Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. I was literally in the building when we won in 2003. I'm trying to think when
I was there as well.
Yeah, and I remember the balloons coming down from the ceiling, and it was an exciting time. I was like, wow, if the Kings could ever experience this too, this town would go insane. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're there at the moment, but.
And 4 in a row, you never know.
Yeah, 27 more to go. We'll be at 500. I just feel like they're just not going to get the respect because at that time the WNBA was just not given the kind of shine we see now. Sports Center will lead off with a WNBA game in some cases. So yeah, it's a different world.
It's not because these players are better. It's just these players are more popular. And it's kind of, I remember I used to have that with baseball when I collected baseball cards. Like, I have an Ozzie Smith card. He was great. Why is whoever more valuable? Because they're more popular and more current. And yeah, you're right. It shouldn't be that way based on how they play, Dwayne. But that's something I've noticed about sports cards for many, many years.
And it happens even in the men's sports, as I just mentioned.
Yeah.
But it also, we had this conversation just a couple of days ago with my friend Roberto Boltberto. And we talked about why a Justin Herbert card, who's his favorite team is the Chargers, why a Justin Herbert card is 4, 5, 6 times more likely in value than some of these foundational, awesome quarterbacks that are Hall of Famers like Montana. You can get a Montana PSA 8 card for something like $300, $400.
Yeah.
But you have a Justin Herbert, third year autograph numbered to 25, and it's the same price. It's like. And today's collector would tend to lean towards the Herbert card. And you're like, what are you doing?
Herbert's values, I haven't looked this up, but I'm guessing some of them just dwarf the values of a guy like, speaking of the Chargers going team to team, Dan Fouts.
Right.
Dan Fouts was phenomenal.
Right. If you look at Dan Fouts, his rookie card, I want to say it's 77, something like that. Same year as Theismann. At any rate, it has it. It's a grainy footage picture. He's taking the hike, and that card you can get for like $10.
Seriously?
Yeah. Raw. You can get Marcus Allen rookie card for $8. Mm-hmm. The value's in the grading, obviously, but like you can get foundational Hall of Fame awesome players for very little price. I got a Ray Guy rookie card for $3 the other day. Okay, it's Ray Guy. He's a punter. Rest in peace. But we're talking about the greatest punter of all time, Hall of Famer, $3. right? Or you can get something shiny, camo, mosaic, peacock, something or other for $3.
So like Ashton Ginty cards, rookie cards are worth way more than a Marcus Allen rookie card.
Crazily enough, yes.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's like, that doesn't make any sense. But no, it just has to do with how much more visible everything is now.
Right. And you think about stuff, I'm a collector from the 80s on forward. I've never seen Willie Mays play, but I'm excited when I'm able to buy a Willie Mays 50s card because I love the history of the game, and I know that is one of the 5 greatest baseball players of all time. And if I could get a card, which I got yesterday, I got a 1952 Burke Ross Willie Mays card, PSA 3. It walked in the door.
What's a Burke Ross? I don't know.
It's a card that's like a brand back from the 50s.
Okay.
Very difficult to find. So it walked in. I purchased it. It's an exciting time for me to have that card. And what I love also about vintage and some of these older players is that vintage collectors will look at the card and not the grade in a lot of cases. So even though it has a defined price, I think it's just under $2,000 for that card on a PSA 3.
You selling it? You keeping it?
Everything's for sale. Yeah, except for my Jordans. Other than that, and my LeBron Golds, I'm willing to sell all of it at the right price, because if somebody's going to buy it and they want it in their collection, who am I to stop them if I have the ability to make them happy with their collection too?
Well, yeah, that's great, but if you
I didn't know
wanted it, you would keep it. There's nothing wrong with that.
But listen, it didn't exist in my ecosphere until it walked in yesterday. Right? I didn't think about it. It wasn't like I was like, I want it.
It's okay. You can sell it. It's fine.
It's a Jackson. It's like your Jackson Merrill that you keep bringing up constantly about how you gave it away or whatever it was. Or it was a Derek Queen. There was a card you gave away. You bring up every week.
I sold in Mac Jones.
You bring it up every week as if it's a sore subject.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
You bring it up every week. So yeah, I would just say to you that blend the mix if you can in your collections. I think you won't regret it. I think if you listen to the show long enough, you know that I'm looking for you to really enjoy your collection, and nothing makes you unenjoy a collection, dislike a collection, than the ups and downs and crazy swings of values. If that's what you look at, like it's a stock market, I think if you put away buy what you like, but throw a couple pieces of GOAT vintage in there. You know what I mean? Buy an old Willie Mays, buy a Mickey Mantle, whatever it is that you can afford in your budget, but throw that in there. You won't regret it.
I have a question for you. With the playoffs raging, I was at your store, as I said, last Saturday, and that was the day I was looking at, among other things, some Drake May cards and some Caleb Williams cards. Does a card for a guy like Caleb Williams, does it go up with each victory? Like, he played that night. The night I was in your store. They beat Green Bay. They play the Rams this weekend. If they win that game, do you like the next day?
Yeah.
Is the cards, are they more expensive?
Ask me how my Justin Herberts are doing today.
How's your Justin Herbert?
Not good. Not good. Yeah. So within 24 to 48 hours after Justin Herbert's game was over, we saw probably a 15 to 20% drop in his values.
And that's just dictated by the market, what's happening with sales all over the country, right?
Yep. Yeah. And Drake May, I mean, Justin Herbert, third year in a row failure? Missed the playoffs 1 year, got bounced in the first round the other 2. This is one of the hobby darlings that has been struggling in the playoff side. And then Drake May, even though I think he threw a late touchdown against them.
He didn't have a great game, but they won, yeah.
Right, but they won, right? Like 16-3 or something like that, 19-3. His cards went up again. So you have some real opportunities and threats when you're in the playoffs with some of these guys. Caleb Williams, I think now, there's a point where it's like, oh, this guy is the guy now for the team. I think Caleb is that. They're not going to look for any other options. Minnesota, they might, right? McCarthy is their starting quarterback, but he didn't play strong enough to where it's like, no, that's the guy. Indianapolis, we don't know who's going to be their starting quarterback. Could be Daniel Jones. Maybe they gave Anthony Richardson a chance. So you are going to go up and down during the playoffs with these certain cards. But if you pick right, and like if you were a Drake May guy, and let's say that he keeps going all the way down to the Super Bowl, I mean, you're on a trajectory of value. But every week there's going to be a drop in disappointment, and let's hope this week it's Sam Darnold.
By the way, Dwayne who just called, thank you, Dwayne, he messages us with this. I picked up a Lisa Leslie Rittenhouse rookie card
That's a tough
for $4. He
Yeah.
says it just seems criminal. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I get
Rittenhouse,
it.
Rittenhouse is a brand that's really tough. When you get them in high grades, bring them into True Sports Cards. We'll help you get them graded. When they come back in high grades, they're very in demand. So those Rittenhouse ones, that's a great deal for $4. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should do one day is just take callers and they say, should I buy this card or that card? That'd be fun. We could give them advice as to which one of the two that they should pick. That'd be fun, at least for me. Doesn't seem like so much for you.
Tremendous fun. I'm just distracted because apparently we've had a few technical issues today. We've been buffering, and I don't know if it's because we had technical issues. Sometimes I'm the human glitch. Sometimes I'll just kind of, and I'm wondering if that's what made it sound like or look like we were having technical problems. But thank you, Anthony, for getting us back on track.
I like
with
how
all
you
that.
glitched. Again, we're on the radio, so it's tough to see what you just did, but you froze like a robot that was out of power.
One of the things we've been talking about a lot is the fact that Collectors, the parent company to PSA, now is the parent company to PSA, SGC, and Beckett.
They are daddy.
Yeah.
They are dad now.
And you are the one that told us about this and how, boy, that's is it a monopoly? So one of the things we've said is they need to address some of this. Well, Collectors Grading Business Unit President Ryan Hoge, H-O-G-E, Hoge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He did an interview with The Athletic, and I think he's been making the rounds. I think I saw something else where he talked to some media outlet. He says they still view the three trading card brands, PSA, SGC, and now Beckett, they still view them as competitors. The company, however, Imran, would not address concerns of a potential monopoly. The concerns had prompted U.S. congressmen to write to the FTC on the matter last month. So they're not addressing any of that.
So hold on here.
Yeah.
Who made that quote?
Which quote?
Ryan. Go ahead. Ryan
Hoge.
Who his role is what?
He is the president of Collectors Grading Business Unit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was the president of PSA. So I was just about to ask, why would the president of PSA be stating information for Beckett and SGC? So now the question becomes, is there a president for PSA now that Ryan got promoted? If so, is there a president for SGC and is there a president for Beckett? So if they are truly independent companies operating as competitors, then each one should have their own board. They should each have their own, right underneath one umbrella.
Here's what he says. I don't disagree with you at all, but let's see what he said. He says, we want these brands to compete in the grading space. We want to see these companies thrive, but we also see each of them appealing more to certain segments of the market or offering elements that certain collectors value in their collection. We want to see collectors get excited to send cards to our brands for grading, and that doesn't happen without effort and intentionality. There's a word that I don't think I've ever heard.
Word salad, baby. Word salad.
Intentionality.
Well, how do we feel about that? How do you feel about it? Do you feel excited when you send you Whitey have sent very few cards in? Well, I know that for a fact.
Yes.
In fact, we graded one for you. You ended up selling it back to us. It was a great sale for both sides.
Yes.
Do you get excited about grading cards?
I just don't trust any of this yet, and I'm not sure what exactly is going on, and it makes me more suspicious and a little more jaded that they don't address the primary concerns of most collectors head on. What about the potential monopoly? They don't address that, so that makes me feel like, well, why won't you? That's obviously
You're
the elephant
avoiding
in
the
room.
subject.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
People are asking.
So no, I don't get excited about, I'll send my vintage stuff to Beckett. No, it's like, hey, what's going on here?
I will tell you that there's very little about the grading experience that collectors are enjoying. They don't like the long wait times. They don't like the non-explanations as why the card's an 8 versus a 10. Beckett at least had a non-verbal version of that, right? When you have the 4 subgrades and it says corners 8, edges 10, whatever it is, at least you could go, oh, okay, well, I know why the grade is what it is. PSA doesn't have that. SGC doesn't have that.
Okay, I get the impression from what he says here that that's still going to be, there's not going to be a uniform standard for all the companies, each of the companies is going to be independent, at least in that regard.
So let's think about this. Let's just say that I owned 5 companies.
You owned 5 companies.
Okay, and they all sold similar product. And my main company that I was the best, that had the most amount of business, I wasn't great in the experience. It took a long time to ship the product. It took a long time to make it. When you had the product and it was defective, I didn't explain to you why I chose it was defective, right? That's my main source. And I'm not good at this. The experience is not good for the customer. What would make you think that all of a sudden, out of the blue, when I own the other 4 companies, that those are going to be great experiences too, right? So when you say, hey, Beckett and SGC, they're going to be great and they're going to be competitors and all this stuff. Well, the main one that you're currently running isn't working correctly now anyways. So what makes you think that, oh, you know what? They're going to match the energy that they have at PSA.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be that or worse.
If anything, you've disincentivized those other companies to be better than you because I already own all of them.
With SGC not having any upgrade charges, it makes less revenue for collectors than PSA would, right? Because of upcharges, the ability to charge more per card based on value. When you send a card to SGC, it's just whatever the dollar is. I think it's like $15 or $18, what it is right now. So if you have one of your businesses that gives you less revenue than the other one, why would you turn that one into something spectacular while you're still struggling with your main business? So that's kind of how I think about it. But here's what it comes down to, guys. I'm wearing a PSA sweater right now. I was just at PSA a couple days ago.
Does it have a grade on it? What's your grade?
It says Jim Mint something or other. I know that PSA is here to
fire.
I'm wearing my glasses. When I take it off, it goes to 3. I know that PSA is the king, and everybody knows that right now, right? But ultimately, things change based on consumer behavior. And until people say, we've had enough, and they don't send 1.7 million cards to get graded to PSA like they did in December of 2025, that's not going to change. So ultimately, it comes down to what consumer preferences are. And so far, consumers are like, I hate every part of this. I want an alternative. I give them an alternative CGC, and they go, we'll still sell it to PSA. Right? And then I get phone calls. When is my card ready? It's been 2 months. It's been 3 months. I'm like, you think I don't want to call you the second it walks in the door so that way I prevent this call? We even created something called Slab Tracker. It's on our website. We give you we tapped into the algorithms of PSA in the back end channels. So that way, as it moves through the process, it updates you and you could check on your own. What's wrong?
Nothing. It just, that to me, that sounds like something not very flattering you'd say about somebody. Like, hey, you know so-and-so? That guy's a slab tracker, man. I know what you mean.
What
He's
a real slab tracker. That's what we're going to call people from now on. What a slab tracker.
Hey, thanks for coming in, slab tracker.
This is where you back off the mic that we talked about earlier. So I don't know what's going to happen in the grading process. I know that we offered CGC as recently, about 3 or 4 months ago. Last week we had, I think, maybe 10% of our submissions are going to CGC directly.
And that's it, right? That's the only non-collectors
that we at True Sports Cards will send in.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't send to SGC.
There's some other
anymore.
lesser companies out there too, right?
Not for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean when you say lesser, we'll just use the word lesser in the sense of how many submissions per month.
Sure. Yeah.
So like Tag.
I'm not saying they're not doing their job
right.
well. But
Tag is another option. People ask me about Tag.
Was it Diamond that you had? They were at one of your
Diamond
shows.
Grading Company.
Yeah,
so these are all like lesser known companies. At this moment, when you come to us and you try to sell us cards, Arena Club's another example, which I think is a massive conflict of interest, to sell your own graded cards and try to create value for them. It says something when you buy a card from Arena Club, you get an Arena Club graded card, and then you try to sell it back to them and they say, no, thank you. What does that tell you? Right? Truly. Hey, we got these great cards. There's Arena Club slabs. Okay, cool. Now that I have one, do you want to buy them back? No, I don't think so. Nope.
Not really.
Nope, we'll only buy PSA. Well, what does that tell you?
Yeah.
I mean, these are... The reason why we can talk for 59 minutes and 30 seconds straight is because we don't run ads. And the reason why I don't run ads is because I don't want to be compromised and have to say things or not say things that I don't believe. right?
I just assumed it's because you couldn't get a sponsor.
Whitey, again, the truth is not setting me free.
What I'm hearing,
James's Chicken Shack. If you have any interest in,
what I'm hearing is a lot of collectors are worried about the possibility of, or they're just wondering about the possibility of Fanatics buying CGC.
Okay, that's a question that Roberto Bolberto asked me last night. He says, I'm going to be at the card show working, but I'll be listening to the show. I want to ask you this question. Can CGC be bought by Fanatics? The answer is yes, but I think Fanatics right now has their hands full. In my opinion, I don't know anything, but what do I know? They're really worried. They're really not worried. They're focused on player acquisition for exclusive agreements. Now that Panini's gone, they don't have to really worry too much about, like, we need to sign them away from Panini and we need to do this like they did the last few years.
Panini ain't gone. They're trying to hang in there.
Panini ain't gone. Yes, you're correct. But I think that when you're locking up players, it gets really expensive. I don't know what Tom Brady commands per year to be a part of the Fanatics universe, but it ain't cheap. I do know what the Joe Montana number is to make him a Fanatics exclusive. It ain't cheap. I know that. So as you add different players and adding, it's going to cost this much to get this player locked in exclusively to Fanatics for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you're doing that for 5 or 6 or 7 of the active guys per city, per sport, it gets really pricey. Mm-hmm. So I think what they're looking at is, how do we make sure that we focus on that to give collectors the best autographs in-house? And one of the big focus that they've had is making sure that there's less redemptions as possible. So that would require them to have signings with these players in order to get them on the cards.
I have a question for you. Speaking of Tom Brady, and we haven't discussed this, and if you would rather I not ask you this, I apologize. But, we keep it real here. Speaking of Tom Brady.
Don't bring this up.
Okay, sorry. one of his stores it's been talked about.
Sure.
And it's now open, and I honestly don't know where it is. It's somewhere in Doco.
Somewhere in Doco.
One of his card shops is now here, right?
Uh-huh.
So what do you think?
What's the next question? Yep. It's not too far from True Sports Cards, which is located at 6661 Stanford Ranch in Rockland, California, where all your hobby needs are available.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're asking me if he has a shop, the answer is yes.
Okay. Gotcha. It just opened. But it's no True Sports Cards.
We have a different model.
Yeah.
We have a different model.
It's like, do you want to go to a store where Dylan Cardwell's coming, or a store where Tom Brady has some, remote connection to it? I'm with you.
I'm just smiling. Looking forward to tonight's Junk Rocks Rip Night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to playoff games tonight. And I do apologize if you don't want me to ask that. But,
I don't care.
It's been a big
It doesn't matter
hard
to me.
story in the news.
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think here's what it comes down to. I think that everybody should visit all card shops to see which one's the best for them, right? We all do something different. Some of us are strong at different options, like one store might be really good at wax, having a lot of wax selection. A lot of stores maybe focus on the celebrity shine. What we look for, I keep using this in our social, we're more than a card shop. Okay, so there's not a card shop that I know of here locally that does what we do. They might do certain segments a little better or worse than us. I don't know. I run one shop. I don't run others. It's up to them how they do it. But we want player experiences in store. We want to set a really good example of card shows and promote those. We want to be good stewards of information on a radio show. We want to have great customer service. We want to make sure that we give you 500,000 cards in our store that you can put your hands on and look at and check out. We want to make sure that you have a good experience to where you're able to check out the cards and know whether or not they should go for grading, because we have a great staff to help you decide which ones make sense and which ones doesn't. We want to be able to have the channels for you to walk in and say, I would like to sell these, and get a fair price offer, because you're going to get us to be able to show you what the values are before an offer is made. Like, we want to do all that stuff. And every shop does something different. I don't know what the other shops do. I don't care. I can only control what I can control. So let's keep it real. That's why you guys listen to this show in the first place, because there's some level of trust that you have in us and our team, and we look forward to continuing that on.
Yeah, True Sports Cards is not only a great place for your hobby needs, it's a celebration of the community collectors, and that's going to be on display tonight. True sports cards with another junk wax rip night.
What I'm also excited about as we close out today's show is that
We're done already?
We had
Almost.
We had my ad running for the last 2 years, and we just recorded a brand new one. And when I say we, I mean you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm glad you like it.
Because you were waiting on me to write the script, and I was just slacking. And I was like, we need to do a new one. And Whitey did it. So when you hear it on the radio, it's Whitey promoting our show and the shop. And I just want to say thank you on air.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I can overlook the Phil Plantier correction. That's
Maybe you can, but I can't overlook the Phil Plantier reference. But
next week, Imran Poladi solo here on the True Sports Card Show. No, I'm just kidding. Whitey will always be a part of this show. Thank you so much for listening today. We appreciate all of you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll see you at the True Sports Card Store. Have a great weekend.
Bye, son Beckett. Who's watching?
And if you're hungry, Chinese restaurant right next door to the card store. Talk about True